In yoga, we see a human being as 5 sheaths or 5 layers of bodies. These are known as Annamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha. Translating it into English would mean, Annamaya Kosha means food body. The body, the physical body that you have is just the accumulation of food that you have eaten. It is something that you gather. Manomaya Kosha means a layer of intelligence which is capable of accumulating knowledge. But there is a layer of intelligence. It is not here or here, here somewhere. Every cell in the body has its own intelligence, yes or no? So intelligence is all across. Accumulation of knowledge is all across. When I say this, people will always think, generally the thought is, memory means it's in your head. No, no, no. Your body has 1,000,000-fold more memory than your mind. Right now, your great-grandfather's nose is sitting on your face because something in the body remembers, isn't it? Yes or no? 1,000,000 years ago, how your forefathers looked, unknowingly, still your hair is like that, your texture of the skin is like this, your complexion is like this. Your body remembers. Your body remembers 1,000,000-fold more than your mind can ever imagine. So, both in terms of intelligence, right now, what is happening in a single cell in your body, can you logically, mentally or intellectually decipher what's happening in one cell in your body? One molecule of DNA, what's happening is too much to know. So, the intelligence and the memory in the body is way beyond what happens in the bone box that you call as your head. It is just that this part of your intelligence can generate thought, and because you have become very attached to your thought, you think intelligence is all coming from here. No. This is exuding much more intelligence than your brain can ever think of. This is the science of yoga. One dimension of it. Let me speak about a very small aspect of this. Essentially, one aspect of yoga means understanding the geometry of existence. When I say the geometry of existence, for example, this solar system is functioning the way it's functioning. One thing is, all this life, including yourself, you're all solar powered, aren't you? Everything, all life on this planet is solar powered, isn't it? I was, like about 6 weeks ago, I was in an open helicopter. We were just at about 4,500 feet. Everybody knows every 1,000 feet so much temperature drops, so you prepare for that and go. But suddenly it became extremely cold. So cold that we had to come down. So we were just discussing. Because the cloud cover came, suddenly it became so cold, we just couldn't stay there. So we were just discussing, if sun disappears, how long would it take for the earth to freeze up? In our calculations, we thought maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months, something. Then when I came down, I just checked out. In 18 hours, all the oceans on the planet will be frozen solid rock. It'll be frozen into solid ice in just 18 hours' time. So you clearly know that sun is the basic source of energy. Everything in this planet is solar powered. So, the geometry of the sun, the planet, the moon and other planets has a role to play in everything that happens upon this planet. All life is associated with this. Now when you say intelligence, when you say mind, I believe you're referring to intelligence. If you're talking about the thought process, that essentially happens in the neurons in your brain, which we know. But if you're talking about mind as an intelligence, it is just all over in this body and everywhere in the existence. The very earth that you walk upon is tremendously intelligent. Have you ever seen that you planted a mango tree and by mistake it goofed and produced a coconut? Did it ever do that? No such thing ever happened. Just its neighbor is producing coconuts. By mistake, did it ever produce a coconut? Such a nut nature has never produced, isn't it? But employing your logical intelligence, many times you end up into that kind of situations. So, you need to understand this, both in terms of intelligence and memory. Every cell in your body carries much more than your whole brain carries. One cell in your body, one molecule of DNA carries information that your whole brain cannot decipher, that much information it carries. What happened in the last few million years, it remembers and still manifesting, isn't it? So, it is not in any one place, not even just within you, it is all across you. The whole creation is just intelligence. Is there one cell in your body which can function without its own intelligence? Is there one cell in your body which can function without memory? We know today, by checking the DNA of a person, it's absolutely unique, there isn't another one like that. So there is information, a very specific information concerned with that person. Now, this information can be altered, can be evolved, can be made use of. Information does not mean it is a deciding factor. Information means it is an enabling factor, isn't it? But because people have lost the ability to enable their information into a new possibility, it has become a deciding factor now. So whatever your genetics are, whatever your karmic information is, this is information. If you know how to use it, it has a phenomenal possibility. If you do not know how to use it, it becomes a static cycle, creating itself in a certain way. So this is your hardware, that is your software, but these two things cannot do anything by themselves unless you plug it into quality power. So the third layer of the body is pranamaya kosha. This is the energy body. These three are physical in nature. When I say physical in nature, it is very clear that this light bulb is physical. But the electricity behind it is also physical. The light that is emanating from it is also physical. It is getting subtle, but still physical. So these three are physical in nature. The physical body, the mental body and the energy body, all three are physical in nature. The fourth dimension is referred to as Vijnanamaya Kosha. I know the word Vijnan is being used very liberally today. Vijnan essentially comes from Vishesh Gyan. Vishesh means an extraordinary knowledge. Knowledge that you can grasp through five senses is considered ordinary knowledge. That which you cannot grasp through the five senses, but has been grasped in some other way, is referred to as Vishesh Gyan, which together becomes Vijnan. So this is Vijnanamaya Kosha. This is a transitory body. Between the physical and the non-physical, it is a body of transition. The fifth one is a completely non-physical dimension. This we call as Anandamaya Kosha, which means bliss body. This does not mean a bubble of bliss is sitting inside of you, you know it is not. It is just that it is non-physical in nature. That which is not physical in nature, you can neither define nor describe the nature of what it is, because it's not physical. So we talk about it in terms of our experience. Whenever we touch it, we become blissful. So we are calling it bliss body. It's like if somebody is sweet to you, you call them honey. This doesn't mean they're dripping. Like that, we are calling this non-physical dimension within us as bliss body. That is not the nature of it, but that is our experience of it. Whenever we touch it, we become blissful. So we are calling it bliss body. The first three are physical. If you bring sufficient balance into your pranamaya kosha or the energy body and keep it in full vibrance, your physical body and psychological body or the mental body there can be no ill health in it. I can show you hundreds and thousands of people who walked away from their chronic ailments simply by bringing a certain balance to their inner system. Because you need to understand this, there are two kinds of ailments. One is infectious in nature. Infection means it's an invasion from another organism. That has to be battled, shot down, bombed, chemical weapons, whatever, it's all allowed. But over 70% of the ailments that people suffer from are chronic in nature. Chronic ailment means, for some reason, your own body is generating an ailment. For some reason, your body is not happy with you, so bothering you. From inside, an ailment is coming. Every cell in the body is programmed for health, but it is creating disease. This means there is a certain fundamental imbalance. If you bring your energy body to full vibrance and proper balance, you will see your physical body and your mental structure will be perfectly healthy. I can show this to you in terms of hundreds and thousands of people who walked out of their ailments. This is not a cure, this is not a miracle, this is just a realignment of your system. Little, if you set it on a better platform, it functions better.